Welcome, folks. Fred Gleek here again with Bill DeWeese for a roundup of the week. So, Bill, how was your week?
It was very, very good. This week I made just over $5,200, and we took off. We didn't do a recording last week because we were all on Thanksgiving
Yep.
here in the U.S. But I have to tell, I only worked 3 days last week. But I have to tell you, I had made $6,800 in voiceover.
Whoa. In 3
In
days.
3 days. It was huge, and it was not due to one big thing. It was just like I always do. It was just a compilation of a lot of things, and there were a number of people, I guess, who needed things done before the holidays. But I think that I don't know that I've ever done that well in that short a period of time without having one really big job.
Yeah, and not to be redundant, and by the way, if you say something just once, would that be dundant? Anyway,
Yes.
my question is this. We try and, in addition to giving people a roundup every week, give people some ideas on thoughts of how to do things and how to do things better. I think that what you just talked about, in terms of the fact that this money, $6,800, came in from a lot of different sources, stresses the importance of what we've always called you the blue collar, the blue collar voiceover guy, which is to not concentrate on landing these big jobs, but to just do tons of small ones.
Yeah, it's almost like I always use the analogy of a financial portfolio, stock portfolio, mutual fund, because if you're only shooting for one stock and it's all on that hit or miss, well, you might hit, but chances are you're not going to. Now, with the approach I take, I still make a lot of money. Obviously, and I
Yep.
still get those big jobs, but they're when they come, they're gravy. I don't have to have them. That's not part of my business plan. That's
Yep.
just a windfall when it happens.
And when you get those big jobs, I mean, if you think about it, your biggest job, the Chevrolet Find New Roads campaign,
Yeah.
literally took you less than 3 minutes to do.
Yeah, exactly. And they took the audition. There was not even a recording session involved.
Yeah. And so, in other words, that really should be looked at as gravy, icing, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
If most people though, that's their business plan.
Yep.
And that's why they get frustrated and they fail.
And that's a flawed plan because
Yeah.
the chances of getting big jobs like that until you become a celebrity in the voice business, if you're a Donald Sutherland, if you're, if you're what Dennis Leary, then
Right.
it's all different.
Right. That's a whole other ballgame at that point.
Correct.
But we're not them, so
Not yet.
not yet. Yeah, that's right. Not yet. Well, okay. Let me give you what happened this week. My first client this week was a new client that I picked up through Voices.com. Is a European agency that hired me to do. There's a rental car company in Europe called Sixt, Sixt. I don't know if you've heard of. I've never been to Europe, so.
I have,
But
haven't heard.
I recorded. It was really a nice narration. It was a $600 job for a little video that they do. And then I did the only other job I had on Monday was I did some lawn care training that was Canadian specific. They have their own government rules and regulations regarding the way you use poisons and pesticides and herbicides and such. So that was all for Monday. Then things picked up. On Tuesday, I did a thing for the Utah Jazz. I did a commercial promoting their holiday packs. Buy jazz tickets for your loved ones for the holidays. Did that. Did some CAD training. I did a corporate narration for a company called Blucello. It was for a European client. We did it over Skype, which was kind of fun.
It's funny. I didn't really actually know they made cellos in different colors.
Well, obviously you haven't been out lately because yes. When was the last time you went to see an orchestra play? I actually, by the way, side note, I play viola.
Oh.
Not everybody knows that. So
I didn't.
well,
Wow.
I did through ninth grade.
Oh, okay.
Fifth grade through ninth grade, and I played in high school orchestra and the whole 9 yards.
But I might suspect you play bluegrass viola.
You play it down off your stomach, like a fiddle. Yep, exactly. I did some more work for Philips on Tuesday, and then some training for SAP ABAP. It's some technology they have.
Okay.
So that was all Tuesday. Wednesday, I did a thing called, it was a financial month in review report. Every month I do a little month in review for a production company, looking at the markets. And then I did a marketing content localization piece for a company on teaching their employees how to localize marketing content for wherever in the world their offices are. Did a couple of Honda car commercials for the Twin Cities Honda dealership conglomerate. And then I did an auto spot for another auto conglomerate called Superior Auto. They're in Indiana and Ohio. So that was Wednesday. Yesterday, workplace harassment training, training for businesses on how to use social media. I did another spot for your friend, Ken Jacuzzi.
Oh.
They've been feeding me stuff over the past few weeks. So that
Still haven't asked them, though.
I haven't. Honestly, I never think about it when I email them. I think about it when I talk to
you. My level of importance is pretty low.
Well, and it's always through email. It's never a phone call. Otherwise, maybe I would. I don't know. And then some radio imaging. And then today I did some sales training for PepsiCo. I did some more lawn care product training specifically for retail associates so they can help their customers buy the proper lawn care products. And then lockout, tagout training for industrial settings. And then some HR training for United Airlines employees. Did that today. And that's, again, totaled $5,200, a little bit over that.
Got it. So what, tell me, in addition to what we talked about earlier, are there any other great big ideas that people can glean from this week, if any?
Well, I don't know if this is a great big idea, but people might be interested in knowing that I finally made the leap and bought Source Connect this week. And Source Connect is quickly becoming the alternative to ISDN because it's online. You use the internet to do what ISDN does over telephone lines, and you pay an arm and a leg to do it. Now, with Source Connect, you pay a one-time fee. I bought Source Connect Standard. They have a professional version, which my understanding is it really wouldn't be of any greater benefit to me as a voice talent.
Right, and so you don't consider yourself really that professional.
I'm not that professional, so I got the amateur version. But
how much is that?
$650.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but there are no additional fees that go with that, like per usage, which is good. And more of my clients are using Source Connect. And as a matter of fact, I have a recording session scheduled next week with a client who wants to use Source Connect. So I figured it was time to bite the bullet.
Right. So now, since you dropped your ISDN line, you're picking up Source Connect. Now, just out of curiosity, what is the difference between the regular and the professional version, and what's the price difference?
You know what? Somebody told me once, and it has something, I think it has something to do with the way you can communicate with the other person that is totally unnecessary for voice talent. Like, for instance, it does everything ISDN will do. I can talk to them, they can talk to me, but there's some additional studio feature that in a voiceover setting you would never use or rarely ever use. I can't even tell you.
So if someone, if someone listening to the podcast or on the YouTube channel has found some brilliant use for the professional version of Source Connect, please let us know. Because we haven't figured it out clearly.
And I really got my advice from a studio called Procom. I'm one of the talent on their roster, and I consulted with them on it because they use it, and they said, they told me I didn't need Pro. And they explained to me what it was, and like I said, I forgot it. It was so
exactly. You didn't need to remember.
The only thing I remember is stuff I absolutely need to, and even then, it's very iffy.
Space in the hard drive is limited.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sounds good. Well, folks, thanks very much for listening. And again, if you like what you hear, make sure and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes for the podcast, and give us your comments. Good to see you, Bill. And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching.
Thanks a lot.